Well, you knew there was a problem, and both of you knew there was an issue, and you did try to fix it, didn't you?
Absolutely. I think a lot of people now say they are sort of sometimes confused by how well we get along. And the truth is we get along really well because at the end of the day we can say we tried really hard. You know, more date nights, marriage counselling, less date nights, more time together, less time together. We really, really tried. And I think when you can look at each other at the end of the day and both know that you gave it your all, there's no anger left there, there's no animosity.
But to complicate things, so the first split was in January 2016, and it was shortly after this that then you had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
And you didn't realise that you were pregnant at the time. So that must have been very painful for you.
It's very painful. I mean, as you said yourself, the last year was incredibly difficult, but my way of dealing with it is to move forward and look to the future. I can't keep going.
Well, the thing is that also you have these two really upsetting, devastating parts of your life. You know, the things are not happening at home. You have a miscarriage, which is a horrible thing to happen. And you can't even stand back and go, well, at least I have my health, because then you suddenly realised after that in fact that there was an issue there as well.
Yeah, so I was bleeding in between periods and assumed it was because I was stressed, and a doctor suggested that I have a smear test. And it came back as abnormal. I was diagnosed with precancerous cells before being told that I had stage 1 cervical cancer that had spread to my pelvic lymph nodes.
Oh my goodness, which must have just been horrific for you. And Nick, during this time, he was very, very supportive of you. And he looked after your son. That meant you could go in and get the treatment. But you said he wasn't the person that you wanted to have in with you, however.
At that time, I really wanted my mum. I just wanted, you know, that security and that safety. So my mum came with me. She was there on the day I was told I had cancer, and she continued to stay with me throughout treatment. I was really fortunate that at stage 1 cervical cancer is treatable with surgery. So,
well, the perfect opportunity to say that Cervical Cancer Awareness Week is at the end of January, and you say if you are eligible, you must get your smear test.
Absolutely. I'm an ambassador for Joe's Cervical Cancer Trust, and they have a wonderful website that lists all the symptoms. But the end of this month is Cervical Cancer Prevention Week, and they're encouraging people to do a smear for smear selfie. So you put your lipstick on, you smear it, and you take a selfie, and on the 22nd of January at 11 o'clock, they're encouraging people to share it.
We'll put all the details of that on our website.
So important to do, because if you catch it early enough, like you even stage 1, like you said, is treatable through surgery. So
definitely,
the earlier the better.
And attend. 1 in 4 women still aren't attending. I felt after I was given the all clear, coming across tragedy in your own life opens you up to the tragedies that a lot of other people are facing. And when I got the all clear, I was so grateful for a second chance. I was so grateful to be treated with surgery and not have to have chemotherapy. And I'm so aware of what other people have to go through that I really wanted to do something good. And so my way of giving back, I suppose, is by talking about Joe's and raising awareness.
Well, you said that also, obviously, you're faced with your own mortality there, so you have a different look on life, and that's why you went back for the second time, and they can try to make that work. Okay, right, let's look at this differently. You know, wow, I'm here, I'm okay.
Yes.
And you still think maybe in the future this could happen?
We're not together, and that's hard. But as I said, we really worked and we really tried, and I think there has to come a point that for your own health and happiness, you have to go, you know what, we're better being apart. We're really amicable. With Nick's schedule, it's really good that we're amicable because he can't always know 2 weeks in advance when he can see Eddie. So it works for us that he can phone up and say, I've just been out of work an hour early, can I pop over and see Eddie? And I can go, yeah.
And how important was the counselling that you had the second time, the sort of marriage counselling that you had together? Because that's the important thing, is that you go and you do it together. And what sort of difference did that, what did they make you look at and readdress the second time around?
I think it's just having someone to really listen and someone to talk in a calm environment. And just even if I'd heard Nick say things 100 times before, somebody that asked him to elaborate, or somebody that said, well, why do you think you feel that way? And you sit and you sort of see another side to a person or really understand, and you yourself get the opportunity to really feel listened to.
It's going to be part of our phone-in today. Deirdre's coming in now. Whilst Deirdre wanders in, what does Nick think about you being on here and talking about this? It's really quite a personal thing, isn't it?
It's a personal thing. We're really supportive of each other, and he understands how important it is for me to talk about Joe's trust. And I understand that the compromise for me being able to talk about something I'm really passionate about is also that I need to talk about something that people are interested in, so he understands.
If you enjoyed that, there's more of the same right here. And make sure you subscribe so that you never miss the best moments from this morning.